Somebody else has it, it's huge. They can have the same thing. But yours is, so you wish you could be like them. 2 different houses with 2 different things in it. I wish I could be cool like Paul, but I'm not. I wish the whole city would know me, but they don't. Not in my house. I need you to start asking yourself, what's in my house? What is in my house? And he didn't say think about it, he said tell me. So you got to open your mouth when you can't just, I know. No, what is it? Because what's in there, that's what I'm going to use. I'm not going to go over here. But see, the next step is so crucial. Next step is crucial because what's in your house, watch what he says. Watch what he says with this first. Before he deals with the oil, the next thing he says is go around and ask all your neighbors for empty jars. He didn't tell her to go get the oil. Go prepare for the multiplication that's about to happen. And until you prepare for the multiplication, quit asking for the multiplication. Huh? Oh. Do you hear what I'm saying? Quit, I don't need more G, I want more. You ain't, what? Have you prepared for any of it? And what's so beautiful about it, hear me, y'all, to go get it. That's the good jars. Can't keep praying for your increase and you have no jars. Increase without jars means a messy house with oil all over the floor. Well, I ain't got nothing on there. Let me get back. I just felt like I need to go by. Do you hear what I'm saying? Messy jars, no jars, there's a lot of oil that's uncontained. You can't sell that oil because eventually he tells them to sell it. So her downfall put her in business. Her debt put her in business. But he had to tell, what do you have? She had a multi-million-dollar company sitting in her house on her shelf that she didn't see. And she was complaining about creditors coming. She was complaining about creditors coming. She was complaining, using her mouth, about, it said it wasn't enough oil to, it was a small, she said little, because it was a small amount. They said probably enough to cook with. Probably enough to cook 1 meal with. You understand? So of course you would look over that. Let's not be rude with the lady. Of course, you know, that's just got a little oil. But the beautiful thing about it is she identified this may be what he wants to bless. She identified it. So she identified it. They went to go get prepared for it. So then he comes back. Now watch what he said. Don't ask for just a few. What he's saying, however many you can bring back, I can fit. It's up to you how much we had today. Woo-hoo-hoo. It's up to you how much. Hey, it ain't on me. I just know he can increase it to the level of your preparation. Oh, Jesus. Shall he can increase it? Not about him not having enough oil. You can't get enough jars. That's basically what he's saying. She said, to me, that sounds like streams of income. Multiple. Why am I telling you this? Resources are being drained. Health assaults. Is that happening right now? Drying up finances. I'm going to give you a snippet. Have y'all noticed all those are stepping down from their own companies right now? Have y'all noticed? Bill Gates left Microsoft. Stepped down. Off the. Did anybody call you and say, hey, we're going to this corona coming, are you ready? Anybody call you and say that? No. They didn't say, you got enough off time at work? You got enough with PTO? You got enough sick days? They didn't ask none of that. Because when it shifts, We need to be prophetically ahead of it. Then go inside and shut the door behind you and your sons. Pour oil into all the jars, and as each is filled, put it aside. That's beautiful. Go inside. Go back to 4. I got a play right there. I had a little playful moment pop up in me as I was reading that. Go inside. Get off Facebook. Uh-oh. Wait, that didn't say that, did it? That's a new Bible, 2020 Bible right there. Focus. Focus. Shut out all the noise. Facebook News and CNN and Fox and everything. Shut it out right now. You and your pour oil until however many you brought. There isn't a limit on the limit is on your preparation. Now watch this, verse 5. Now check this out, verse 5. She left him and afterward shut the door behind her and her sons. They brought the jars to her, and she, the prophet didn't do it. All he did was give her instructions. Week, all I'm doing is giving you instructions. And sometimes the instructions I'm giving you, because it's hard for me to follow, because it pushes me into my uncomfortable place like it pushes you. You understand? But I gotta do what he's telling me to do. Stuff I'm telling him we need to do, because intellectual property keeps paying when other stuff ain't. So create the thing, put the thing out there, and allow the thing to keep paying for itself. You understand? So we talking about this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. You've been telling us that, but we just kind of been dragging our feet. Son, I'm dragging my feet too. It ain't just you, because what hits me at a certain level, fear jumps in. Inadequacy jump in. I don't know if I can do this. Jumps. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff jumps in. So that's when you almost got to do something crazy. Don't now listen carefully. Don't just stop right there. You almost got to just, you on that diving board, and you ain't never jumped diving board before, and then that dang line is getting long behind you, and they ain't telling you to jump. You got two choices. You can jump, to get into. Why don't y'all come play with me? Nah, it's fun out here in the deep. What? Nobody don't want to play. Yeah, we can play. But before you know it, you don't even know a lot of times that you're built to float. You're built. God made you to where you're going to go under, but you're going to eventually keep coming back to the top. Right or wrong? Y'all look at him like y'all ain't never floated before. You floated before, right? Have you floated, sister? Have you floated before? So when you rise back up, you didn't do anything. It's what's naturally in you push you back up to the top. Then what happens, we don't know. We start panicking and we fight what's trying to hold us up. But a fight happened. It doesn't make sense that this water is holding me up. So I don't trust it's going to hold me up. So I'm going to fight what's holding me up. Y'all tracking with me right now. We're fighting what's trying to hold us up. His kingdom is pushing us up. His authority is pushing us up. The Holy Spirit is pushing us up. And we're fighting it because we don't understand. So think about what happened here. She closed the door and brought the jars to her, and she kept pouring. Kept pouring. And see, me, I like to visualize stuff when I'm reading. So I'm like, what is she thinking? And she's pouring out of this little bottle, and it keep coming out. Get ahead of that. Go slowly with that. She has a little bit. Don't get, she kept pouring and moved to another. Right there, I probably been screaming, I probably dropped the whole thing. Lord, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? Just kept going. And just kept going. all the jars were full, she said to her son, bring me another one. But he replied, there is not a jar left. Everybody familiar with that? I knew about that thing years ago. Years ago, I knew about this thing was coming. I'm like, doctor, how are you going to take your temperature? That's the stuff going through my mind. You're like, man, when you sick, you just want to talk to somebody. And they'll know what to do. I couldn't register it. So I got with a guy in Casual Pits. He had a discount company. We've been talking, making some plans together, and that's part of one of his packages. It's not Teladoc, what is it? MD Live. And I'm like, okay, this thing was coming, whether I understood it or not. Yeah, it was not. It was coming. That's why I keep telling you and warning you every week, this is happening. This on. Get prepared. Do this. Watch for this. Because it's coming whether you want it to or not. You understand what I'm saying? I saw a video of a lady ordered towels at her hotel. You know what showed up? A robot. She ordered towels down to, I need some towels in my room. Something hit, they called her. Your towel should be at your door now. Nobody knock on my door. Open the door. It's a robot there. She steps in front of the thing, came open, towels came out. What did that just do? Replace the person. Do you hear what I'm saying? And it's not fair. Okay. It's not asking you, is it fair? You understand what I'm saying? I don't like that shit. Okay, I feel you. I feel some of the same things, but it's not asking my opinion. I don't have to ever embrace it, but I can't complain if I don't reap the benefits. How many of you hear what I'm saying? Instead of us fighting it, it's time to find, God, what are you doing with this? Right now, a lot of people who've never been live from their church is live today. Do you hear what I'm saying? I don't like that technology stuff. You don't care. If you want to communicate today, you better do something. Why? Because it demands. It's going to have long-term effects like 9/11. Some things aren't going to go back the way they were. And when you have those monumental moments when something happens and it just kind of goes back a little and it stops right there, it doesn't go all the way back to the way it used to be. Adjustments. So why is it the church is always the last one? They compare it to things, right, where the church says multiple, like usual corporate businessy type stuff can shift in 3 to 5 years, where it takes the church 25 to 30 years to shift. No. Of you that's supposed to take care of you. You understand what I'm saying? And you ain't gonna do it. Can't argue when you sleep. But some of us are good. We argue in our dreams too. Some of us good. I don't know. But you understand what I'm saying? We can't. We just time out for that. Okay. Now, position of the church. This is individually. This is us individually. Look in your house. In you. What do I have? Some of you teachers. I know you'd be tired. But tutor 5 kids a week. That's just thinking small. That's gas money. That's insurance money. And you're blessing another child get what he needs to understand. If my child is struggling, I'll pay you. Isaiah had a tutor. I had a tutor. Mine didn't work, but I went. Robert Mitchell was my tutor, man. I sat in that man's house from 6 to 7 o'clock. He helped me with algebra. And I still, X's and Y's and numbers ain't supposed to go together to me. But he helped me understand how to pass. That's all. Just let me pass. I won't play back. Different classes. And the person can dial in from home. So what your kids at home, but then they teacher chime in. Hey guys, how you doing? Oh, we ain't supposed to see you till next week. Here I am. You know what I'm saying? Checking in. You see what I'm saying? Those kind of things are where we headed. We start doing the next level learning academy on Sundays. He killed that thing last week. The that she taught on last Sunday night. If we not in that place right now, before something is rolled out, Michelle, before something is rolled out, there's always a time of education that goes before it. So do not sleep on the spiritual education you're getting. When she came and taught on the fear of the Lord, when they came in October, to when she taught it last Sunday, that thing is totally exploded now because she got more revelation on it. So if when you hear it, stuff spiritually coming out, it's an education. It's trying to close. The company rolls out a product, they'll have an education period. They'll let you know, hey, this is coming and this is how you work it. Be looking forward in May. The more you give in the kingdom, the more you give. Not that he don't have it, he has it to give, but doesn't give, and then he will come to poverty. Take these principles with you. Now, verse 25 is what I want you to hear, especially coming out of 2 Kings. A generous man he who refreshes others himself will be refreshed. This time we're in now is putting fear on people, and it'll cause you to be fearful to refresh somebody else. People curse the man who hoards grain, but blessing crowns him who is willing to give it away, sell. What did the prophet tell the woman to do with the oil? Sell it. It's going to start around verse 13. Okay. So let's go now. We're gonna bypass all that. Let's go to the last scripture, Luke 13:6. Hallelujah. So me and Rob were talking the other day, and he said, man, I can't wait till me and Chanel get to the point. Crises. Not good right now. That's the part I keep thinking about. There was an explosion today at a gas place in Lagos. Many killed today in Nigeria. It's a gas explosion. And I just want to be able to just go correct that stuff, get on by God's business. Let's keep going. You know what I mean? So I just want to thank y'all for being a part of sometimes my crazy antics. Thank you. Clap for yourself. Clap for yourself. Because sometimes I know I make absolutely no sense because I'm trying to figure, I can see it. God has us in a position to be the head. And being the head, see things before other people see it. That's why he wants us to be the head so we can see and lead. We must see and lead. Now, then he told this parable. He told this parable, and I hadn't really seen this parable before. I don't know if I had overlooked it. I don't know what was happening. I was reading the other day. I was listening to Dr. Cindy Trim, and it just came, brought this scripture up, and I went and studied it out. A man had a fig tree. Shout fig tree. Here we go with these dang fig trees. They keep popping up all over the place, right? Fig tree planted in his vineyard, and he went to look for, but did not. Something about this fig tree in the Bible won't give no fruit up. You see what I'm saying? You remember the other time when Jesus was looking for the fruit? This is the fig tree just playing with people, ain't it? So think about what happens. Why does this keep happening? Okay, didn't find any. Verse 7, watch this. So he said to the man who took care of the vineyard, 3 years now, I've been coming to look for fruit on this fig tree and haven't found any. Cut it down. Woo! Why should it use up the soil? Now, the fig tree is a tree that produces fruit before it produces leaves. So the leaves come after the fruit. So that's why when a person sees the leaves, they expect the fruit to be there. You see what I'm saying? So this fig tree comes up, fruit comes first, then leaves come second. So that's why each time they rolled up on a fig tree, it mentioned the leaves. This tree being full of leaves, but no fruit. That's deception. You got me walking up to you, and you can't do nothing. But you can't feed me. You're looking like you can, but you can't. So I'm looking at this, okay, all right. So the man comes up, he walks up and says, cut it down. Because this tree is using the same amount of soil as everything else, and it's not producing anything. So get it out of here. Woo! Jesus. So I'm like, Lord, is that what you're trying to say the church is doing right now? Yeah, you got a lot of leaves, sucking up stuff out the ground, but nobody's getting fed. I'm like, Jesus. Okay, Lord. What do we need to do? I said, Lord, let's not do this. Let's not cut it down. This is your church. Ephesians 3:10, you said through the church you want to present yourself to all these things. So as I'm praying, I'm like, Lord, what the heck is going on? And fertilize it. Put some dung on it. And then, I think the next verse says, and then if it doesn't do anything after a year, then let's cut it down. But don't cut it down right now. I think I know what I need to do. If it bears fruit next year, fine. If not, then cut it down. So what did he do? He made a deal. The deal was, I'm willing to dig and get dirty and stinky, uncomfortable, out of the norm for this tree to live. Put that in the King James so we can see I want them to see the real word. Verse 8. There we go. He said, let it alone this year also, till I shall dig about and dung it. Put that in the Message for me. I was scared the Message might cuss for real. I just put some. The gardener said, let's give another year. I'll dig around it and fertilize it. The fertilizer puts back in the soil what the tree has stripped from the soil. The fertilizer puts back in the soil what the tree has stripped that land. But the first thing he said is, I'm going to dig. I'm going to dig around it. And as I dig around it, I'm going to expose some of the roots. Because this fertilizer needs to hit the roots. So he said he dug around. I kept reading, and they said the fig tree was a large. They said fig trees grow to be pretty big. So it was a lot that he had to. It wasn't a little plant. It took time. It took time. Why was he willing to do it? Because he wanted. This tree still had a purpose, and the one who was willing to dress it knew this tree still has a purpose. So he's going around this thing, and he didn't go to Walmart and get your finest fertilizer. He went to the paddy field. He had to go places nobody just willingly wants to go. He didn't have a tractor. So he had to pick this stuff up some type of way. He couldn't tell it not to smell because I'm holding you.